Why didn't it move forward? That's weird. I thought I had it all figured out today. Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? It is House Edge Live with old John from Pro Craps here on Casino Gaming TV for now. And I'll get to the for now here in a little bit. But yeah, so far it looks like it's just a couple of us here. And we'll get going here in a minute. I'm curious, actually, in chat, and I'll ask this again as more people start rolling in, what y'all think of the series so far. This was an idea from Ken Knows Gambling, good friend of mine, of course. And, you know, the one-hit challenge is an interesting thing. So let's, I'm going to get going here, and then we'll kind of recap yesterday's debacle a little bit, and then come back and talk about what we're doing and why and all that kind of stuff. So before we start, as always, right, let's remember why we're here, right? Why this show exists, why I do YouTube, right? It's The Bridge. I'm so glad, by the way, that David at Casino Quest named it The Bridge. I've been talking about these concepts for 5 years, right? If you watch my channel from the very beginning, the old Pro Craps channel and this one too, I've been talking about this stuff since day one, right? Understanding, and I love this is from Skill and Luck, right? What your bankroll is capable of. That's a great way to state this. Your bankroll is your leverage. It's the way that you handle loss. It's the way that you can lean in and have confidence in what's happening, or not confidence, right? It changes how you play things a little bit. Yesterday was a good example of that. Understanding your relationship with risk is a big deal. Are you averse to risk, which means you're going to play more conservative? Are you, do you have a high appetite for risk, right? Or are you going to lean in and just kind of go after it, right? Do you not care about the money that's out there? In other words, are you playing with money that you can afford to lose and have, again, a little bit different relationship with it? It changes how you play. It changes how you identify opportunity, right? Sometimes when you're a low risk person and you don't have a lot of bankroll, your opportunity more often than not is to leave, not to lean in. Got to realize that, right? We play with discipline. We play with goals. We keep our emotions in check, and we use hopefully good strategies and a positive mindset, right? Not just positive mindset, but like a solid mindset to connect everything. And when all that comes together, it all comes together, right? So anyway, here we go. What's coming up in the world here? A couple things. One is Craps for the Cure, obviously, in September. That's my birthday weekend. So Friday night, Saturday night, I think we have private tables at Palace Station. So come on out there and play with me. Go to crapsforthecure.com, get yourself signed up. It's $100 to attend both days. The whole thing goes to the charity. I'm going to use my own money. I'm going to buy some chips, buy some challenge coins, buy some other stuff, get you a little goodie bag when you get there. But really, it's all about the charity, raising money again for veterans moving forward this year. So get out there. It's so much fun to just hang with everybody. It's busy. We don't get a lot of talk time, but it's fun to kind of be in the frenzy of Craps for the Cure. It's really cool. Dice cruise for me, next one is February 20th. My next cruise is February. I was going to go on the October one. I just can't afford it. I mean, honestly, I just started the new job. I just got off a cruise. I need to kind of just chill out a little bit with the money and lean into February. So there's that. And I'm putting it on here. It's not scheduled or anything, but I've invited Ed. I got to email him again. I'd like to do one of like his reaction videos, but I want to do it kind of with him and do a reaction to the crappy crapless craps thing that Delightful Kiss Boy did. He tore Crapless apart in lots of reasons, right? And again, he's a math guy, so all he cares about is House Edge, not about the playability of the game. I don't like the concept of Crapless Craps because it screws the player, right? But I like the game. Like, I'll play it, and I know how to win at it. Not as maybe as good as Ed and some of the guys who live in the South because they live on those tables. But I think it's a playable game. It's a winnable game. It's a fun game. For sure. I just don't like what the casino did, so I have this negative kind of bent towards it, where the math guys just hate it because of the House Edge thing. Anyway, Kiss Boy did it. I'd love to get Ed on there with me. Let's talk through the game itself, but watch that video as we go. So anyway, he's invited. I'll make sure I reach out to him. That could be kind of a fun show for us, I think. All right, next up, DGN and OBC. We talked about it yesterday. They are Full of Chips. They have a new podcast out, so get the Full of Chips channel on YouTube. They're also on Apple and everything else. And now we've got 2 quality podcasts. I will say 3. Okay, you got Casino Tears, obviously, podcast number 1 for me. I really do like You Can Bet on That. Those 2 guys are awesome. That's a great podcast. It's good listening. Those are probably 1A, 1B for me. Now we have DGN and OBC, 2 of my favorite people in the world, doing a podcast together. I think that's fantastic. I cannot wait to see how this thing goes over time, right? You've got those 2, and you got, Jeremy and Jim doing a podcast like Color Ups, and they got really 4 podcasts, 3 that are by our friends in the craps community, 1 that's sort of the outlier, which is you can bet on that, though they talk craps. And I guess you can count this one. I do publish House Edge live every day as a podcast. It does go out to all the podcast channels. Nobody cares about it. It's a visual show most of the time, so it doesn't translate well, but I tagged it as a podcast out there, so hopefully people are seeing it. What else is up? Good vibes only. Yesterday, the Mariners made a trade. Can you believe it? Is Ian Olsen in the chat today? My God, the Mariners have been the most frustrating. I'm a dual citizen, right? I'm from Philly. I live in the Seattle area, so I've always had this kind of. I've been lucky in my life to have two great cities or 2 great sports cities to root for that never compete, right? They've never met in a playoff game ever. They've never met in the World Series or Super Bowl ever, obviously, right? So I've been lucky that I can kind of just go down two roads and be like super fan, which has been great. This year, I think we're on a collision course, and I actually bet it this way. Preseason in Vegas, I don't know if you know this or not. I went to Vegas, whatever it was, last year, I guess. Yeah, it was last year. It was last year for Heavy's birthday. And for Heavy's birthday, I like stealth won $1,000, right? I forgot that I put money on the Eagles to win the Super Bowl the year before, right? And so I won $1,000, and I'm like, oh my God, like I had put like $100 on the Eagles to win it, and anyway, I won $1,000. And so what I did was I went, maybe it was April. It was April when I did this. Anyway, April when I realized it. I went out there in April and I realized, oh my God, I won $1,000. Didn't even know I had the bet out there. I forgot all about it. I took the whole $1,000 and I shoved it in, right? Because it was found money. And basically I've got money on the Mariners to win the division, the American League, and the World Series. I've got money on the Phillies to win the NL East, the National League, and the World Series. So if they both happen to get to the World Series, I'd win 4 legs of that bet. They aren't parlays; they're straight up bets, right? I'd get them both on the division, both on the league, and then one of them wins it. I got $100 on all of those decisions. Plus, I've got $100 on, of course, the Hawks to win the NFC West, the NFC, and the Super Bowl, and $100 on the Eagles to win the NFC East, the NFC, and the Super Bowl. So I've got plenty of money out there from that win from the Eagles last year. It's all out there, and this is why I don't sports bet. It's why I don't even talk about sports betting, because I'm a homer. I'm just betting my favorite teams to win, and I think actually all 4 of those teams have got a shot to get it done this year. So let's see what happens, right? Let's see if I can get it done. But yeah, good to see Gino Suarez back in a Mariners jersey. I think we're going to be in good shape moving forward. As a matter of fact, I don't think they're done. I think the Mariners are going to get another bat and 1 more bullpen arm. I'm looking at the guy from Colorado and maybe Stephen Kwan coming here. We got the best farm system in the big, so let's get it done. Let's make Johnny some money. Let's make Johnny. I think I've got about $6,000 if either one of those pathways works for me and wins. So let's get her done, right? All right. Old Bay, I know you're ready for Craps for the Cure. Booked, and booked, right? Producer extraordinaire. Can't wait to get out there, man. It's going to be fun. All right. Let's jump into the topic here. So the 1-win challenge. So we have been doing this thing that Ken from Ken Knows Gambling put out, this challenge of 1 win and walk. And I think, hopefully, I inspired him a couple weeks back when I made this statement on this show. I said, look, how many times are you up? Everybody in this room, y'all watching me, you've all been up at least once in the casino. When you walk in the casino, at some point during your day, you're probably up. Most of the time, you don't go in there, lose your first bet, and just go down in flames. Now, yesterday, I actually did that here live in front of you. It doesn't happen that often. Most of the time, you're up. I'd say 90% of the time, you're up at some point, right? But 90% of you won't leave at that point. And so I said, look, what would it look like if you just stopped playing when you were up? From a discipline standpoint, it's hard to pull that off. It's hard to stop when you're up by a little tiny bit. But if you did that, what would it look like for you? And I think it's a challenge. Like John Patrick put the challenge out a long time ago. I dare you to go to the casino with $100, win 10%, and come home. Practice it, right? It wasn't about, and people get mad. Oh God, it's not worth my drive to win $10. It's not about the $10. That challenge was never about the $10. It was about, do you have the guts to drive with a stated goal, win your goal, and leave every single day? And if it's 1,000 to win 100. If it's 100 to win 10, doesn't matter what the amount is. Do you have the balls to go to the casino every day for a straight month, win 10%, and drive back home again, even if it happens on your first outcome, your first roulette spin, your first craps, and that's it, I'm done. Patrick always said, if you can't do that, you can never call yourself or be a professional gambler. You can never try to do this and make a bankroll build or do anything seriously if you're not willing to walk. So I made that statement. Ken says, hey, let's try, and he calls it the Fantastic Five. Let's take your 5 best strategies. Let's go out there one at a time and win a unit. Okay, it's a fun challenge, right? Well, of course, yesterday Vegas Day Tripper blows me up in the chat. Hey, who actually does this with the goal when you're up 1 unit? Not realistic or challenge. It's very realistic. It's not about the money. This is not about trying to win money and build a bankroll. I mean, it is ultimately, but the exercise here is discipline. You can't do push-ups for your brain. You can't, right? You can't get all jacked like Johnny, right? For your brain. You have to work it out. You have to do things that are really hard and get used to them and not care anymore. You have to go to the casino and win $10 and fucking leave to work the muscle that allows you to leave on those days where you hit it, right? There's going to be days where I know Vegas Day Tripper hits the quarter or black ATS, right? There are days where he does that and doesn't leave, I'm sure, and gives a bunch of it back. There are days where he does that and walks maybe when it's at the end of his session. This challenge is about conditioning your brain to be okay with being up and walking away with money. It's the one thing casinos fear, is players who have discipline and will walk away with money. They know most everybody is a degenerate and will put the money back in. This is about us trying to get around that and learn ourselves, teach ourselves how to have the discipline to leave when we have a chance to leave, whenever you're up. All right. Okay, let's go and talk about what we're going to do today. So today we're working through these 5. My Fantastic 5 are the Headless Horseman, the Skill 66, the Duck and Cover, which got destroyed yesterday, Pass Line Parlay, and Dallas Drawdown. What you've got here is a good mix. Headless Horseman's kind of a dark side grind. The Skill 66 is a 2 hit and down play, potentially 1 hit and down. And it's got a pretty good recovery built into it. The Duck and Cover, same thing. It's 2 hit and down. It's a duck and cover. It's a good recovery when it works. Yesterday we had a string of, I want to say, 4 or 5 straight 0.7 outs or 0.1 hit and out. We never really got any momentum yesterday with that one. It fought back, but not good enough. This is going to show us, by the way, if a strategy goes down early, how well it fights back. Does it have what it takes to continue on, right? And the Dallas Drawdown, of course, is a bigger play, 2 hits and out. Now, 1 hit and walk. We're doing this week 1 unit, which seems ridiculous, but I'll give you a live example here why I think it's not ridiculous. But 1 hit and down or 1 hit and walk. Next week, I may go to different strategies like the Red Cross, the Don't, Double Tap, Pineapple Press, and the OG 1 hit can't miss. And I'll probably do those next week, the same thing. 1 unit win and get out of here. But really, you could think about these things as 1 bullet win. And I'll show you the difference here when I go to my table. What's the difference between 1 unit and 1 bullet? Well, it's a order of magnitude of more difficult. All right, let's go to the table here and let's take a look at what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna give me a second here to move my stuff out of the way, as we do every morning. Move that and that. I'm gonna bring in the bankroll, and here's where we are. By the way, we are actually down $100. So remember, we won 14 times and lost once. We won $25 14 times, lost $500 one time. And so our net for the 15 sessions, 3 days, is being down 100. We have to earn our $100 back at some point. I'll put it over here. We do have $23 to the good sitting there to get us along our way. So what is the difference between, or why does 1 unit matter? Okay, let's just run it real quick. I'm going to put a simple little strategy out. We're going to put out 110 inside. Let's do it like this. Actually, I'll leave my bankroll alone, so as not to confuse things. But we'll do this. We'll do 110 inside. Okay, 2, 3, 4, and like so. 110 inside. Now, if we catch a win, and we know that the wins pay $35, and you go, oh, big deal, $35, and and that's not worth my time, not worth the drive, not worth nothing. Who plays for a unit? Well, if you can do this and make $35 okay to walk with, and again, we're talking about 5 shooters in a row, right? 5 shooters in a row, 5 strategies. That would be 5 times 35 or 125, 150, 165, right? That's what you're looking at. If that works out for you, right? Not a bad session. But you say, hey, that's stupid. Nobody plays for 1 unit. It's ridiculous. Well, here's why it's not ridiculous. And again, I want you to start thinking about adding zeros to things. Add zeros to things. And instead of 110 inside, if you're, that kind of guy, you want to go 1,200 inside. So 1, 2, 3 units on each. Make it easy for your viewers. No quarters. Go 1,200 inside, right? And again, duck and cover, if it works out, looks like this. Let's get a point. Let's get an 8, right? Duck and cover at this level, by the way. Watch me get a 7 right away here, just to get a bad. Oh my God, can I get a number here? 4. Come on, you got to be kidding me, right? 6. Okay, so 6 pays 300, pays 350, right? Now, instead of 35, it's 350 and out. That's worth a trip to the casino, right? If you've built your bankroll to the point where you can buy in for, in this case, probably $3,000 and give this three tries. 350 is not a bad walk. If you want to play duck and cover, though, and take the 9 down after the 6 hits, you're still left with a bunch of good bets up in here, right? And I'm never going to get it again. Look at all these outside numbers. Can you believe this? Where's the crapless table when you need it? There's an 8. Another 350, right? 8 pays 350 more, and the 5 comes down to 100, and now out of your 1,200, you have 1,000. There's your 1,000. You have 1,100 of your 1,200 back in your rack, right? You can pull these 2 down to 150 each, and now you have your money back plus $200 in profit, and you're playing now at 500 inside. That's why this matters. It's not about the $35. It never was about the $35. It's about the mindset that says, when I have $1,100 to buy in with, I can make that work. I'm okay with 35. I'm sure as hell okay with 350. You start adding zeros to things instead of 650 at 6,500, and you give it 3 cracks at multiple black chip size bets. Now you're talking. Now you're making hay. Now you're somebody that casino actually does care about. They don't give a shit about your $35. But if you build discipline on winning $35 every single time, you can make $1,200 work way better, right? And you can do some damage. That's what this is about. This exercise is about that. And it's about finding the strategies that can do it. Which strategies can make it happen? Here we go. Let me get my my bankroll, or my casino bankroll close to me so I can pay myself. And here we go. We're going to do it again at green chip level. We're going to start out with I got to change the screen here. We're going to start out with, there we go. Headless Horseman first. 625 in the rack, 5 slots of 5. Okay, so we'll take our 5 units out. We'll put 2 units on the don't. 3 come bets potentially. Puck is going to be off, and let's go. Let's play some, we're calling it speed craps, right? Here we go. Coming out. Can the Horseman win 1/4? And we have an 8 for the point, which is great. We have the point. We didn't get ourselves burned on the come out here. First come bet. We're inviting the 7 now, right? We love the come bets. We love the 7 early on the Horseman, unless we catch a good right side run. Our third come bet's out. Point is still 8. We hit the 8. So the third come bet goes to the 8. We lose our don't, which will, of course, happen sometimes. Puck's going to be off. They're live. We're here in the worst spot. The Horseman happens to have a big hole, and we just hit it. We hit the point. Puck is off. The come out 7. We'll take all of it. Okay. As it turns out, we're on a 6, but we're still kind of exposed here for the whole thing, right? Let's hope we can start picking some numbers off, right, and make the money back. There's an 11 yo on the come out. There's a midnight on the come out. There's a 10. Here we go. Let's get our 4, 5, and 8 to pay. Nope. Lost the whole bullet. So now we get to see, can the Horseman work, right? Can the Horseman work over time? All right. Okay, you're pissing me off now. We've already had this talk. Put your comment up there, but you're pissing me off. We've had this talk. You never left if you keep coming back. Stop lying to yourself. It's bullshit. It's a bullshit comment. That's math guy trickery, and you know it, right? rhythm is different, right? We know that. I understand what you're saying. And I said this before. If you see 4 rolls today and you go home and come back and see 4 rolls tomorrow, you still saw 8 rolls in a row. That's what you're talking about. Totally understand your point. However, the rhythm is different. Things change, right? You're jumping into a different series of outcomes. Although you are personally seeing 4, 5, whatever in a row. I know what you're saying, but this is about rhythm. Here we go. Coming out. Can we make back 5? Oh my God, we lost another 2, right? So now we do the FU bet. The horseman's going to get the challenge today. Look at that. We lost 2 in a row. 2 bullets in a row from the horseman are totally gone. Wow. Bad, 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 right? Here we go. Can it recover? We got a 3. That'll help a little bit. Got one of those losses back. Now we're on the 6. Into the come we go. We go to the 5. Into the come we go. A 3 takes our come bet. Oh, yeah. And a 4. So now we're playing against the 6 and for the 4 and the 5. And how we doing? There's a 9. There's a 6. Boy, we're gonna lose the whole bankroll today on the horseman. Can you believe that? All right, coming out to a 3, to a 10. We haven't really won a bet yet, have we? There's an 8. There's a 10. Puck is off. We're still working those bets though, right? There's the 7. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. We've lost 3 bullets basically today. Tough rhythm. Tough rhythm. Can 5 bullets get it done? Or are we going to be out of here early? And really upside down. There's a 9. We need to get a couple of straight up wins where all the bets win here, but we're not going to. Man, we're getting a lot of 4s on these come bets. Here we go. Oh, another one. We're going to totally lose this bankroll. There's no way we can come back now, right? There's a 6. Wowie. 3. A 2. A 3. We've hit every point, and we have hit all the 7s on the come outs, and we just cannot seem to get almost anything to pay. There's a 4. Finally getting paid. I'm going to come back through again. There's the 9. My God, we lost another bullet. Can you believe how bad this is? We'll let that play itself out. There's the 8. There's the 9. Hey, we got hit. Look at that. We actually made a bullet back. All right, we have 2 bullets left. My goodness gracious. Here we go. Woo! Tough sledding here today. It's actually good to see this, right? How these strategies, look at another freaking come out 7. It's good to see the strategies that seem to win so easily all the time get hammered, because they do get hammered. There's an 8. Now we're playing against the 8 with our full bullet. 10. We got the 8. Jeez, Aloo. Here we go. Last bullet. Horseman's going to go down in flames here today. 5 straight bullets, no wins. Puck is on the 4. There's the 5. We got no recovery, no PSOs. Nothing good is happening. There's the 7. That pays that. That pays that. And we finally get a little bit of juice. My gracious. Here we go. New shooter. Let's go. 6. Again, this is all about 2 things, right? It's about the exercise of, can I be disciplined and get out when I'm up? 2, what strategies work and have some bit of recovery. Look at that. The 4 and the 10 are the come bets, of course, right? And aces we lose. This is the kind of luck we're having. We go to the 4 and 10 on the come bets and the 6 on the don't, and we get burned on a come out. Some days the rhythm is just you're just gonna get thumped, right? Here we go. Here's a 3. Give me a 4 or a 10. Hey, we got a 10 to pay. Love it. Back in the come we go. 9. All right. 7 out. Those 2 lose. That one wins. And we're back. There was a tie. Off we go. Let's do it. Trending badly. Very, very bad day here. So you only see the rhythm. You're not wrong, and you're also not right. Odds working. It's both, right? Rhythm is a different thing. If you have a series of 100 rolls, and you stayed for all 100 rolls, right, you'd have that rhythm. If you left at roll 11 and came back on roll 101 and started again, you're in a new series of stuff, right? Sometimes that decision helps you avoid disaster. Sometimes you miss something good. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. This is just, again, a point of testing strategies out and having some fun. So there's a 3. That's good. A little bit of a win there. There's a 10. That's also good for the don't. Let's get that comeback going. Oh my God, I hit the freaking 10. Are you kidding me? Jeez, talk about some bad juju. Point is 4. We are getting everything wrong today. That pays that, and we're back, but we're down to just having a couple of units left. Jeez, Lou. Let's grind it. Let's grind it up. There's a 4. That's good. How about a little 7 action here? Yo! That's good. There's a 6. That's good. There's a 5. That's okay. And there's the 7. So we'll lose 2. We'll win 2. And back to the rack we go. We picked up a unit there. We picked up 1 unit. We're still missing all those bullets are dead. There's an 8. There's an 8. Are you kidding me? I have been so unlucky on the don't pass today. It's unreal. All right, let's go. Pass line. That's a 3. Perfect. And there's a 9. All right, we have our 2, I'm sorry, 9s on the pass line. And there's our point. And we got a 6. And we got a 2. And we hit the 9. That's good. That's a winner. Puck is off. Back to the pass line. There's a 10. There's a yo. There's the 7. Lose them both. All right, that's going to do it. Horseman goes down today. Horseman loses $525. So we got our asses handed to us. It's been a long time since the Horseman's lost that badly. So now our losses are here, right? Wow, right? How about a wow? Do I have the courage to walk when I get wrecked? Of course I do. But remember, right, we're testing the strategies out. So this is, again, an exercise today in testing out, can these things recover? Do they have the metal in them to come back after a loss, right? Today, horrible rhythm, didn't come back. Yesterday, one of them had a horrible rhythm, didn't come back. They fought back a little bit, but not enough to really kind of hammer it. So yes, courage to leave when you're up, courage to leave when it's going bad and not chasing it, right? We are chasing today, but it's, again, purposeful chase. We're definitely trying to see, can we get the stuff to work, right? How do these things respond in rhythm? All right, let's go to the skill 66. Let's catch a point. Mouse over there. It's going to be a 5. Now watch all the PSOs come, right? Here comes all the PSOs. All right, we're going to go with $75. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. We're going to get 5 $75 bullets for the skill 66. Actually, no, I'm lying, right? Yesterday we did the same thing. We're doing 125 again. So I'm going to go 110 inside with it. Right? So the same bankroll, 625. 125 on the in. Or 110 on the inside, rather. And let's get our bullets here. Now, are we going to play this thing in such a way as to try and recover back all that $600? The answer to that is no. Every strategy is going to do its own thing, its own way, period. Points 5. I just need one inside number, right? And there's a 9 for $35, and we're done. That strategy won its unit, and we're done. And here's going to be what Odds Working has been saying. Picking up nickels in front of a steamroller, right? We picked up a nickel, a little tiny win, ahead of losing $110, right? I say this all the time. You're laying the 7 when you're playing the inside. Tough sledding. That worked out nicely today. We got our 1 hit and we're good. Yay. We're still upside down. Could I keep playing it? Hell yeah. And I'm going to show you what that looks like when I run through the rest of the strategies. Okay, well, we could have stayed out there and kept on going, right? But this session was not about picking up that loss. This session was about it winning the $25 and stopping. Let's let the roll finish out, and then we'll pick up our next strategy. 10, 7 out. All right, here we go. Next one's going to be the pass line parlay. Another good little grinder. I'm going to get rid of those reds for a green. We'll use the same size bankroll. It doesn't really matter. Pass line parlay, one of my favorites. Nice little grindy way to play. We're going to look for basically a parlay. We're going to take a hit. We're going to parlay it. We're going to take hit number 2, parlay that. And on hit number 3, we're going to profit 7 units and walk. That's the idea. That's the idea behind the pass line parlay. It's a very easy play. Nice and grindy, nice and low house edge. It's going to use only wins to make itself work. Here we go. Out to a 5. There's a 9. There's the 5. And so it wins. Now, normally, I keep going. Today, in this challenge, it's a 1 unit win and we stop playing and that's it. That's the end of the session, right? For grins though, we're gonna not really do this. I just want to show you what I would normally do, right? So we're out of here. The way the pass line parlay normally works, you win one, stack it up. There's a 6. There's a yo. 9. Give me another 6. Another 6. So it wins. And we parlay it. Now it's 4 units. Puck is off. Another 6. Let's get it. Let's get another 4, 2, 6. Come on, 4, 2, 6. Can we do it? There's an 8. A 3. Come on, 4, 2, 6. Let's do it. 7 out. Darn it. But that was the chance, right? You're boom, boom. And if you catch that next 6 or a 7 on the come out, that's your 7 unit win. That's the pass line parlay, right? Trying for it. But anyway, today we took the 1 unit and walked out. All right, next strategy is, and the last one is the Dallas. Oh no, we missed duck and cover. I totally missed duck and cover. My bad. Sorry about that. I'm gonna put this here. I want those kind of chips. We missed duck and cover, so we skipped one. I'll do that now. Duck and cover is the one that got planked yesterday. So come out 7, come out 8. Okay, 110 in. There's that. There's that. Bam, bam. Okay, here we go. Let's get her done. 7. Remember yesterday, same thing. Duck and cover went down right away. First hit, PSO. That's the danger zone. Coming on out. Can it recover? Can it recover? Let's find out. Let's go. 110 inside. And here we go. Another PSO. That's 2. Look at that. 2 in a row PSOs. Can you imagine my luck today? 2 straight PSOs. Where were those when we were playing the Horseman, right? Where were they? Here we go. 110 in again. Ugh. Sometimes, man. Sometimes the grind will get you. All right. There's the 110. Let's catch a point. It's going to be a 10. Can we get the rhythm? A 4. Oh, you got to be kidding me, right? Look at this. Everything but an inside number. And a 7. 3 straight down, right? Not one inside hit, right? I say this all the time. The inside is a fun way to play because you have half the numbers covered. But boy, oh boy, can the dice can tell you to get screwed. They are doing that with this one this week, right? There's the 5. Come on, let's get a couple of inside numbers. There's a 4. There's a 5. All right, $35. My gracious sakes. All right, $35 on the 5. We're going to take the 9 down to $10. Put $50 in the rack. Puck is going to go off. We'll leave the bets out there, but not working. There's our 6. There's a 9. That'll pay 15 for 1. Or let's do a 15. I'm going to take this for 5 whites. There's the 1. Okay, so $4 change. It goes to a quarter. Today, I'm not going to do the regressions. We're gonna keep these things up once we get out of the hand. All right, so now we're out of the hand. There's $35, right? 25, 35, right? 5 will go down. There's our $100 back in the rack. Okay, now we're out of the hand. We have all these bets up. Now we're just going to keep on rocking them if we can. Another fucking loss. All right, so there's that. Boy, we are getting killed this week. Whew. Absolutely murdered. Okay, there's that. 110 inside. I cannot seem to get anything to work. 7 out. Are you flipping kidding me? 3 out of 5 shooters, PSO. Not one hit. Actually, is that 4 of them? First one, yeah, that's 4. That's 4 times we had 0 hits on the inside. 0 hits on the inside 4 times. Ay. I know people root for this to happen. They say, John, I wish you would lose. I wish you would be don't always show us the good ones. Show us the bad ones too, right? Well, here you are. 2 days in a row with some really, really bad outcomes, right? There's a 9. $35. We'll take the 5 down. I have 1 bullet left over here. We're going to lose that bankroll too. Can I get an inside hit? Hey, we got an 8 for 35. Look at us. Look at us go. Take the 9 down. We're out of the hand. Now we just play this thing pretty much straight up. We got to get some run. We got to get some runway. We can't just have one hit and down every single time. Another 10 for the point. Come on. 4, 7. Just like that. You get your 2 hits and you can't keep going. Right? Can't keep going. Boy, oh boy. 7. 6. All right, 110. Oh my God, another one. Are you kidding me? That is now, of the bullets we had 5 bullets to start. 6 bullets were PSOs out of 7. Can you believe that? Unbelievable. Unbelievable, right? You talk about the bad days, right? And again, I got to put this over here with the loss pile. So that's another, I'm going to log it up there. It's another 625 in loss. Let's see, 5, 6, 5, 600. That's twice. We lost 2 bankrolls today, right? Look at that. 2 bankrolls went down in flames today. Gross, right? There are times when I do these things, right, and we win 15 times in a row. Ken has won 50 times in a row on his strategies, right? On the one they're doing right now. When you get 2 consecutive, like we had today, awful rhythms, like the worst possible case is 5 PSOs. We had 6 PSOs today on that one. What are you going to, what right side strategy works with 6 PSOs? None of them do, right? If you're playing 3-point Molly, you tie. That's the better situation than this right here. And on the dark side, even with the horseman, right? We had every possible point get hit. Every time point got hit, 7 out. Point got hit, 7 out. Worst possible scenarios twice in a row. It happens. It happens. So here we go. Last one is going to be Dallas Drawdown. And again, we'll do, let's do it at 175. I need 175 per bullet. We'll just do 3 bullets. That's what I have enough money for. So that's going to be 175. We'll do 3. We'll take 3 cracks at it. And when I play the drawdown, I never do more than 3 chances anyway. This is actually pretty realistic. So 160 times, or 175 times 3. So it's 3. What is that? 525. Here we go. Puck is off. Let's come on out. Let's get a 10. Let's get a 10. Let's go across. There's the 5 nickels. Need our 2 hits, right? There's a 6 for 35 bucks. Right? We bring half the bets down on the Dallas Drawdown. Right? We have 75. We're going to make it 65. We'll go 64 across. For our second hit. And then that'll be it. All right, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. There we go. 64 across for hit number 2. We got a 9. That'll pay 15 for 1. I don't have $1, so we'll just do the 14 bucks. Now we're out. And that's it. So that one worked. I think we probably made about 50 bucks on that deal. Let's add that up. There's 25, 50, 75. There's 15, 20. So we put back our stack. There's our bankroll. That one, 35, 45, $48. Right? That's the net there. So 48 bucks. So we had 3 wins today of basically a unit. 35, 25, and 40 whatever, right? All told, 75. There's a black chip. That's $100. We won $108 in 3 of them. We lost $600 in 2 of them, right? Or 625 twice. So you can probably take a black away and say, well, now we're down 1,000. We're down 1150. This can go here. Actually, we can color these up over here and probably get some money back. Let's do that. Let's color up our excess. Our excess mess. There's 10. There's a quarter. So that's 75, 85 bucks from the excess pile. We'll take these 2 quarters and pay those 2 quarters off. So our net down right now is 1135. So we won. Again, let's come back to the big screen here. We'll talk through some of this stuff. Let me go here, I think. Nope. Oh, in there. Is that good? All right. That's got to be that one. So we lost twice big today, right? Overall. And again, remember this. And this is kind of going to make Odds Working's point for him, right? Overall, we won 10 times in a row and then 4. So we were 14-1 as of this morning. We won 3 and lost 2 today. So that makes us 16-3. 16 wins, 3 losses. When the 16 wins are only 25 bucks and the losses are 500 or more, that's a bad ratio, right? That doesn't work very well. That's what I think what he was saying. Do you have this? Do you have the balls to walk when you're down, right? When you're getting your tail kicked for 500 bucks at a time, right? And you're winning 25 at a time, that's not tenable. That's not going to work, right? That math doesn't math very well, in other words, right? So the win goal, at that small little win goal, this is not the way to do that. This is when you grind, right? These little wins that you're looking for are grinder wins. You're looking for the pass line parlay. You're looking for the horseman when it doesn't have the shitty day like it did today, for the molly, for simple things that are not very volatile to win you this, where you're not likelier to lose that entire bankroll. I haven't lost a bankroll on the horseman in months. Like that one never happens like that. Today you saw a unicorn, to use Skill's word, right? So we talk about win goals and loss limits. The ratio of that has to be important, right? In other words, what you're looking for is to win more often than you lose, which we have done, right? What did I just say we were? 16-3. We win more often than we lose. Matter of fact, 16-3 is like a 90% rate, isn't it? What is that rate? My 16 is let's see, 3. Yeah, that is a 92% win rate. That's a pretty good win rate, right? But you can't lose that much, right? When we did the Dallas drawdown and the whole bankroll build, right? We were winning at about 75% clip, not even 92%, but our wins and losses were roughly the same. We would actually win, and our win sizes were a little more than our losses were. We were taking, $500 wins on average and $350 losses on average. So our wins were more than the losses. That's why the bankroll grew. Risking as much as we're doing to win a little tiny bit is problematic when you're trying to build a bankroll. So this way of playing, although it's fun and it builds the muscle, right? Ultimately, you can't be putting out $600 to win 25, right? When you're willing to risk the whole 600. Right? The whole 600 could go away. Now, how many days would it take to win 1135? Let's see, 1135 divided by 25. Well, oh, crap, what did I do there? I did something weird. Hold on a second. 1125 divided by 35 is 32 days. It's going to take 32 sessions to win that back, right? Now, what you can do, right, is play these things a little bit longer, and I'll give you an example. So let me zip back down to the table, and I'll show you what I'm thinking of here. If we were to do this, let's take the 1125 or the 1020 there. So if you're playing, let's say that we had this. Let's say we had our 110 inside. Let's say we're in recovery mode, right? And let's pretend that we catch some wins. Let's catch a $35 win and make the 9 come down. Let's catch a $35 win and make the 5 come down, right? I'm doing the duck and cover. And you have your $100 basically back in your rack. Now at this point, right, we can stop. We've been saying, hey, let's stop right here. If you stop right here, you're up $70, right? Walk when you're up, stop playing. The strategies, though, are designed, right, to not only get you up and stop, but to let you keep going, right? So when you're in an upside down situation, you can try and build this way or keep it going. And if you keep it going, you're looking to win $35 on the 6 or 8, right? Put the 9 back up to a quarter. Win $35 on the 6 or 8 or 9, and put the 5 back up to a quarter. And now you've got your 110 back, you've got profit, and you're playing at 110 inside, right? You can, at that point, run the table, right? Start bringing, little tiny presses and bringing 50 for ones back, or bring the 110 back and say, this is all profit, right? This is what I'm talking about with recovery modes, right? When you're playing recovery systems, right? Get your money back and earn a bullet back. That's what I was trying to do yesterday, right? I was trying this yesterday, but we're doing it where we're stopping. The second we get the hit, we're stopping the play. We're not letting the strategies keep going, right? The discipline muscle here that we're working on is stopping when you're up by a unit, and that's it. We're not letting the strategies run themselves out. So on any win that you get, you got to be done the way that we're doing this, okay? What I'm going to try and do next week is what I just did here, right? We try and win a bullet back. In other words, have the move work and work a second time to where I earned back not only my money, but another full crack at it, another full bullet, and a little bit of juice. That's the next level. That's going from 1 unit wins to 1 bullet size wins. That'll be the goal probably next week after. I'm going to keep on going at it, right? It is what it is. We lost again today, and we just had to go back and keep fighting, right? Let's go back over to the other screen. Give me a second here. That one. Yes. There we go. Okay. Let's see what we have here. What I love about the chat is everybody is an expert, right? Oh, my way would have won. You don't know what you're doing, right? I love it. If you would have done what I said, you would have won, right? It's not about that. And again, I think you all have to realize, and Skill, I'm talking right to you, realize what we're doing here, right? It's not even about the strategy that we choose. It's about building this. It's about building your brain to see, right? And it's also about looking at how strategies respond in rhythm. What is it that kills a strategy, right? Sure, today, the unicorn might have made money. Yesterday, it would have got its ass tore up with all those come out nines, right? Again, every day it's different, right? You're going to catch the awful rhythm sometimes. It's going to beat you in the ass sometimes. Every one of them has that thing, right? So no one strategy is going to be the way to do this. But this gives us a chance to look. I'm getting in 5 sessions a day, 5 days a week, probably 5 weeks in a row. You're going to get a chance to watch all these strategies in their best and their worst situations, and how do we get out of it. That's the point of it. It's the lesson that we're learning. To build the muscle, win, lose, or draw. The losses will tell us what strategies are capable of recovering. That's important. The important thing is to understand rhythm and understand what it takes to walk away a winner. It's really, really hard to do. And again, if you level these bets up, right, to where they're black chip size or more than black chip size, the $35 wins that you're all getting fixated on stops mattering, right? It's not about the dollar amount. It's about the win percentage, and then also getting the win level right, getting the amount of the win correct versus the amount of loss. All right, and that's what I'm talking about. And again, as a good example, let me go back down the table one more time. As a good example of that, when I talk about like the Dallas drawdown, for example, right? The Dallas drawdown, if you have, like we had, 3 bullets of 6 unit or 7 units each, right? 3 bullets is all you'd use for that one. You don't go out there 10 times. You're not trying to build bankroll over time. The Dallas drawdown is a quick 2-hit hitter. It either works or it doesn't. But what it does is it brings back a high percentage of your bankroll. That's the idea of the Dallas drawdown. So the better example here is this. I'm going to give it to you the right way so you can see what I'm talking about. Let's go here. Let's go with 300. I need to get my blacks so I can get to them easily. 320 is your bullet size for the Dallas drawdown, right? It's a bigger bet, right? Looking to win $100. The Dallas at 320, you're looking to win about a third, right? Again, measure your wins versus your risk. Your risk is 320 to win 100, okay? It's not 110 to win 35, right? When you level things up and it works out for you, There's 320 across, right? That's what the Dallas drawdown really wants to be. It wants to be here, 320, right? And it wants to win $70 on an inside number. And it wants to come down, right? And after one hit, your risk is in half, less than half of your risk, right? When you spread these all out, like so, and your second win comes in at $35, you've won 70, you've won 35, and you're out. You're 2 hits and you're home, right? That's the Dallas drawdown. And again, it's a bigger risk, but the reward is a black chip. The loss potentially is 320. The win is potentially 100. You pull that off 80% of the time and you're going to be okay, right? The second bullet is only there, right? If you want to try it a second time, you're not supposed to do this 3 times and burn $900 to win 100 like we've been doing. Right? That one is designed to be a one try thing and you're done. So remember the way the strategies are designed and what their goals are. That's another important thing. All right, let's get out of here. It is time to go walk those puppies before it gets to be 95 degrees again today. So let me get over here one last time for you. And what questions are there? Let me go through one more time and check for, get my computer down here. And check questions. Are there any Qs sitting around? Q. All right, so no PSO. I'm still having problems with the developer meetings for CQ Nexus of Kodak. What is the problem? To be fair, email me separately, john@procraps.net, and let's or you can hit me up in the CQ Nexus forum. I'm not sure what's going on there. Can you see, I mean, basically, can you see the videos? Number one, are they even there for you to click on? When you click on them, you can't watch them. Let me know what's going on. We use a platform called Kajabi for that. So it's on them most likely, but we'll try and figure it out. All right. Let's see what else is in here. Let's see. I'm going through the chats back and forth. So let's see. Great strategy devotion, right? And again, it's interesting because, you know, our math friend Odds Working here will probably agree with this statement that I'm about to say. Strategy devotion, right? I think what you're saying here, Tom, is sticking to it too long, running the strategy as a machine and not making any adjustments, right? The math guys will tell you adjusting is stupid because you can only see the trend in the rear view, which is true, right? What the variant has already happened. What's going to happen, you don't know. Adjusting to what you see is bullshit. And I will agree with them on that 100%. I'll never, ever, ever, ever tell anybody or teach that you should adjust to what you're seeing because it's horseshit. What just happened has nothing to do with what's about to happen. Sometimes you're just in a set of roles that doesn't work for you. Nothing you can do can change that. Unless you're a magician with the dice, nothing you can do can change it. There's no bet you can make that's going to take advantage of what's happening because what's happened doesn't matter. Strategies that we choose to play, that I'm choosing here, are strategies that, for the most part, can work in multiple situations. Most of the time, if things are going in different, variants, they'll be okay most of the time. It takes a very special circumstance to get my ass kicked. Versus some ways of playing, you always are at risk, right? Some of these are cross strategies, right? That's what we're learning here. It's not, I think being devoted to a strategy is not a bad thing because the strategy, there's no such thing as looking backwards and knowing what's going to come. That's a terrible mindset to be in. And a lot of people get stuck in there. You cannot be stuck in there. You can't. I think that's what he's saying here. I proved you can't see the rhythm. You can. You can only see it behind you. That's exactly what I was trying to say. You can never adjust to what happened. It's all about what your strategy can do no matter what happens. All right, and that's it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna make a quick change here. Actually, I'll just read it to you. No. I'm gonna type it in. Give me a second here to type something in because I want you to see before I go. I want to show you something. I want to give you. And Ken, hang on to this. I know you're a preacher, so I want you to see. Yeah, fine line, numbness, and guts. There you go. Good point there. Let me go here really quick. I'm gonna just do one quick little thing, because I forgot to this morning to do this. So give me a second to type in the word of the day. You can watch me type it in. This is not the Aussieism. This is going to be this. I got to go to my phone. I love this statement. I saw this last night, and I'm like, man, I got to share this with the group tomorrow. You ready for this one? Fear is what if. Faith is even if. How powerful is that? Right? How powerful is that statement? I love that statement. Let's go to me to show it to you again. There it is. Fear is what if. Faith is even if. Okay. This can apply to all of it, right? To gambling your strategies, right? People make strategies and they play like they say scared money can't win. Oh my God, what if this happens? What if oh my God, right? That's when I design strategies and when I play these games, I play them from a level of faith, which is like, even if I get 4 PSOs, I'm going to be okay. Even if the horseman goes down today, I'm going to be okay. Even if the rhythm isn't right, I have the discipline to protect myself. Even if it goes bad, I have faith in my ability, my discipline, my mindset, my strategy to be okay with either not recovering and trying it again or being okay with the way it happened out today, right? Fear, playing from a point of fear, designing strategies that are all about the what if. That's all the hedgers. All the hedgers, all the regressors, all that shit is all what if it goes bad. And please God protect me. That's flipped mindset. Okay? So again, that's what this week is all about. I'm approaching this from a faith perspective, right? I have faith in the strategies. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, I'm okay with it. I have faith that they're going to work. And again, if they don't work, we throw them in the garbage can. So, all right, I'm out of here, guys. Have a great, what is it, Thursday? Wow, it's Thursday. My gosh. Tomorrow, thank God it's Friday. This has been a rough couple of days. Hopefully tomorrow we have a nice, easy set of wins. And maybe tomorrow, if we can get up a little bit, we'll play a little bit longer. So, all right, have a great day, everybody. I love y'all. God bless everybody. And I will see you for Friday. Bye.